You're watching the Shock Cindery Show with Bro Jaz. Hello, Assalamualaikum. You're watching the Shock Cindery Show with me, Bro Jaz. This is our second episode, and as you know from our first episode, what we like to highlight are the interesting things about celebrities or maybe business owners, the head honchos of not only their businesses but also what they've been doing on the other side. Maybe they're playing music or sports or anything that's entertaining. So today we've got a good lineup for you. Number one, of course, we need to keep abreast with the news. We're going to be watching the Snooze with the anchorman, Jaz Watchamacallit. After that, we're going to be straight interviewing our celebrity. He is a drummer for Frequency Cannon and also an entrepreneur. Currently, he's doing his own Kelilut honey business, and we're going to know all about it later. But first, I'm going to talk to you about what's going on in the States, man. I mean, it's crazy there. I mean, the number rising. Of course, don't forget that we as Malaysians, we have done it well. Everybody, give a round of applause to yourselves. The virus is still around us, okay? Even though there's only one case today, but you still need to take all the precaution needed. But before we continue with our show, let's take a look at this clip.
I don't wear a mask for the same reason I don't wear underwear. Things gotta breathe.
Wow.
Thank you for your comments, man.
I mean, come on. Let's be real here, okay? Americans, with your constitutional rights and all that, the virus is still around us. We want the best. Okay, Malaysia has done it right so far, but we want the Americans as well and our friends over in Europe to do the same so that we can start opening borders, and we can start doing businesses together, we can travel and do lots of things together. So why don't you all just wear a mask, okay? Just wear a mask. Not this kind of mask, but a proper mask, okay? Anyways, let's take a look at the news. You're watching Snooze with Jaz Watchamacallit. Hello, you're watching Snooze with me, Jaz Watchamacallit. Moving on to our first news of the day, schools to reopen. Starting July 15th, schools nationwide are set to welcome both primary and secondary students. Education Senior Minister Dr. Razi Jidin announced this as the country enters the recovery mode after 3 months of strict restrictions of movements to address the spread of COVID-19. The first phase of school reopening took place on June 24th for more than 500,000 students taking their public examinations this year. The second phase, starting July 15th, which is on Wednesday, why can't they do it on Monday, would involve students from Form 6, Form 1 to Form 5, and Year 5 and Year 6 for primary schools. The third phase, he said, starts on July 22nd and involves Year 1 to Year 4 pupils in primary schools. To entertainment news, cinemas, theatres to reopen on July 1st. Cinemas, theatres and live event spaces will be allowed to reopen from July 1st, said Senior Minister for Security Ismail Sabri Yaakob said today. This will only be for enclosed halls or spaces, adding that the maximum number of people allowed will be 250 and subject to the size of the area. I wonder who will be there to really count on the number of people. He said strict standard operating procedures or SOPs must be adhered to, including marking seats to ensure social distancing and recording the temperatures of visitors. Moving on to international news, shaken by COVID-19, Brits told to lose weight. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, or Bojo, is considering state interventions to tackle the UK's high obesity levels. The COVID-19 coronavirus crisis has persuaded Johnson that ministers have a duty to address excess weight as a major health issue. He described how he lost his weight while in intensive care with COVID-19 in April and said he would be considering how to address the nation's poor record on obesity. According to Johnson, but actually, when you look at the numbers, when you look at the pressure on the NHS, I'm afraid this wonderful country of ours, to other European countries, we are significantly fatter than most. He declined to comment directly on whether measures would include taxes on sugar or different treatments. Well, Brits. Anyway, Djokovic slammed over coronavirus horror show. By the way, congratulations to Liverpool for winning the title. Novak Djokovic was widely condemned for hosting a tennis exhibition where he was one of 4 players to test positive for the coronavirus. The world number 1 issued an apology for the now cancelled Adria tour in the Balkans, where social distancing was minimal and matches were played in front of thousands of fans. Djokovic, 33, said he is so deeply sorry that the tournament caused harm. His wife, Helena, has also tested positive after the couple traveled back from Croatia to Belgrade to be tested. Among the scathing criticism of Djokovic, there were questions about whether he or tennis should be allowed back on any court in the near future. Many voiced concerns over attempts to restart professional tournaments in August, including the US Open, which is scheduled to begin on August 31st. COVID-19 has been a public relations disaster for the world number 1 Djokovic. Before we end our news, Taco Bell is coming to town. Ya quiero Taco Bell. Hello, Chihuahua. Taco Bell, a fast food restaurant that is known for its tacos, burritos, and quesadillas, will be opening its first restaurant in Malaysia very soon. As discovered by KL Foodie, the first outlet appears to be at Tropicana Gardens Mall, which is located right across Sunway Giza. Let's go there. Alright, that's all the news we have for today. Thank you for watching. Alright guys, good man, thanks. We off? That's good. You've been watching the news updates with Jaz Watchamacallit.
Some angel descended, chill the sun, let sunlight in flame, like a candle in the rain. She's burning deep down inside, she's feeling all alone, all alone, all alone. So many things to hide, she's questioning her pride before she goes insane.
Assalamualaikum. Hello, yo, bro. Dino from Frequency Cannon is with us today. How are you, Dino?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on our virtual show.
Thanks.
You're our second celebrity to be on this show. So,
Woo!
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, going to the point that you were a drummer, or you still are a drummer with Frequency Cannon. How did that come about?
Well, I started off drumming at the age of 16. I come from a family of drummers. My brother was from the band Pop Shavit, and my younger brother is from Astrange. So, of course, we have a drum set at home, so we all share the drums together. We all actually had day jobs as well. At the same time, so it's like a hobby at the same time. Weekends we go jamming. Normally after work, maybe like at night, maybe 10 p.m. We start to go jamming with our friends.
Okay, when did
so
this
like
Frequency's Cannon started?
Started out in 1999. At that time, and then it was like still a band. So eventually we started to jam, play cover songs, and we made our own songs. And eventually we joined this reality TV show under ASTRO, and then we started to have like more shows over there.
Okay, so this reality under Astro that you were saying. The name of the show is Blastoff, if I'm not mistaken, right? So you were a part of the season 1 of
The band is like a family, you know, like each of
created one famous song, which is Fame and Glory. You know, the one that I, put for our listeners, for our audience before you came into the show. So that Fame and Glory was also an official soundtrack for a famous movie called Gol Gincu. So how did that come about? Did they approach you or how?
Because we had in the music scene we have quite a lot of network connections as well. So they were coming, hey, Frequency Cannon, are you interested to have a to be featured in the soundtrack for this movie? At the time we were like, okay, good, and it sounds okay, good. Have a song in the sound.
Of course.
So that time it was like okay, and then Fame and Glory is like it has a punk feel. At the time we were very young, so we were like, okay, let's do it, man. So we just
to note, you guys made it big at the Rock the World 6 in Sepang. So you were part of the.
Oh, that one is like dream come true also, because it's like, you know, before this we were playing like underground gigs, you know, like Paul's Place, you know, like very small venues, like in a really dark, underlit, you know, stadium arena. You know? So it's like that was really like, and the crowd was really like very like they lion our songs, you know. Oh, okay. Then we played our song "Girl," "Fame and Glory," all, and it's like, oh, they know the song, huh? They just want to go and mosh over there. So it's like that was really something to remember. Because they gave us like pyrotechnics around our guitars, you know, like when you play the guitars, in certain part they had all these things blasting up from the guitars, and it was really something something to remember by.
What an experience! This is something that you can tell your grandkids.
Really, yeah, something. Yeah,
Grandpa used to jam on stage, you know. That's awesome, man. So you shared the stage with LMFAO.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Okay. On to what's happening now. What business are you in?
Okay, I'm actually a full-time beekeeper right now, a Kalulu beekeeper. So
very interesting.
I used to have a day job. I worked in IBM for 13 years, IT nerd lah. But then suddenly I got retrenched in 2016. So that one was like something I actually kind of saw lah, you know, like the economy wasn't too good. So I got retrenched. So at the time I was at a crossroads. So like, okay, I tried driving Uber at the time, and then it wasn't for me. Like, it's too tiring. And then I tried to do other things, and eventually I said I already had beehives already. But that time I wasn't doing full time because I passed it to a company to actually take care of it for me. Because I had no buy these beehives, you take care and give me honey. That's it. But eventually, when I did that also, I got scammed lah, because they took honey. They took honey and they didn't give it to me. They took it and they sold it for their own self. And then eventually, when I heard, oh, Kalulu, I was actually like quite disappointed because like I got cheated by them. So I said I don't want to have anything to do with the bees already. But started this was because I was actually looking for I lost somebody close to me when I was younger due to cancer. So I was actually looking for something that can help to prevent all these type of diseases because I saw somebody who was healthy, then just passed away at age of 21 due to cancer. So I was like, can actually go off like that. So I said, what can I actually do to actually like get something to actually prevent all these type of things lah. Of course, like, then after that, I read in the Quran at the time. They said they mentioned honey there as a shifa, as a cure or something for it has healing properties. So I think I read that. I said, oh, okay. And then at the same time, I was still thinking, oh, if it's mentioned in the Quran, that means this one it will be like if it's like something really bad happens also, I think it'll be sustainable, you know, like it will be in demand because it's mentioned in the Quran. It will be used for a long time. So and that was proven in the MCO time lah. Because the business actually kept on going. Didn't slow down whatsoever. Because as I said, the honey that you find in the supermarkets, 80% of them is either fake or synthetic. You know. So when I read that, I said, oh, this is supposed to make me healthy, but is contributing to all the things that actually trying to avoid. You know? So I'm thinking, okay, I think in order for me to do this, I need to do it myself because like it's come to that point. So okay lah, let's try to. Then there was this company who said, okay, would you like to just hire us as a like take care of you of this beehive for you. You just sit back and you just relax. We'll give you the honey and give you money some more. We'll buy the honey from you. I said, oh, this is a good investment at the time, like, you know. So that time I was thinking, like, at the same time, so I was looking, oh, okay, I think my company IBM also is like not doing too well because it's a US company. So I think they're not doing too well in terms of the one. They're probably gonna let me go, and you know, I have to find something the one like backup.
And
so
true
I
enough,
started to
they let you go.
Yes, let me go after 13 years. He said, okay, Dino, we give you a package. Goodbye. So at the time I was like, okay, you know, like 13 years. You know?
Yeah.
So I just okay, never mind. I just start from scratch. But at that time, have to convince my parents because my parents, right? They're like, okay, we send you to get your degree, everything already, and then you need to have a stable job. Suddenly you got no job, and then you're so worried suddenly, and you said, oh, you want to become an entrepreneur? You know, like I have zero knowledge on that one. I used to be like, okay, study hard, get a good job, that's it. So
the usual
for me,
path,
I
the
encountered
usual
that.
path.
Yes. So I got retrenched, and then I eventually sat down with my wife. I said, okay, my wife asked me, what do you actually want to do? So I said, okay, I think right now I have this beehive thing, but I think I want to, at that time I was actually like quite fed up. I want to sell it back and just get my money and maybe invest in other things, do something else. My wife said, if you want to do this, you have to do it full time. That means my farm is in Kuala Pilah, Negeri Sembilan. I'm staying in Kota Damansara. So my traveling, the journey there is like 1 hour 45 minutes from me every day. So I said, if you want to, my wife said, if you want to go to your farm every day and you have to do it on a daily basis, you need to go down every day because this is something that you need to really do it. If you want to do it full time, you cannot pass to anybody. You cannot tipu already. So you need to do it on your own. Then I start doing. So I had no idea. So they had these courses by Mardi and Jabatan Pertanian and everything. All these government agencies, they were giving like courses on how to jaga these bees. So I went to all, at the time. Anything, I just went A, B, C, D, or went A to Z. I pergi. So from zero knowledge, I had some sort of knowledge that, okay, that time I started to go to all these type of courses, and eventually we had our team as well started to grow to a team from one person. Eventually, we now have about 3 to 4 people already at the farm. So we have a farm manager there, and then we now know how the bees behavior, everything. So that is one thing that you really need to do, because when you do something like that, you need to actually like do it on your own. You need to go there in the beginning lah. Memang every day I go to Kuala Pilah, maintenance tiredness. Then for the first 2 years, I memang turun every day. I jaga, okay, 1 month I can estimate, okay, this colony can give me how much of honey, and that one, I already know. So if like that month I don't get the amount, I say, what's happening? Something hanky-panky is going on. So I already know, because they cannot tipu me because I'm doing it on my own. So they promised me like okay, you sit back and you can get about 10K, 10K just by relaxing.
Just by,
okay, this sounds like a good thing. But then
which they
the first
did.
month, no. That's why I was just about to go there. The first month, they give me the return of 500 ringgit, man. 500 ringgit. I was oh, okay, 500 ringgit and 10,000 ringgit is a big gap. So okay, never mind. Then they
What
said,
was the excuse?
Okay,
what was the
me
excuse
okay,
they give you?
Oh, this is a living thing. It's a living. I think it's not robot. No, it's not like you put here, you get honey like that. It's a living thing lah. Because they have to find the nectar from the flowers and stuff like that. So it's okay. You see, the next month should be better. Next month, I got even a shock. They gave me 100 ringgit. 100 ringgit. I said the honey. So it's like okay, but then after that it's worse. It's totally zero for the 2 years. I was with them. They give me zero. No. So I'm already in the industry for 5 years. The first 2 years was my learning curve lah. When I was in IBM, I was with them for 2 years.
So 2 years they were raking profit from you, and they were like siphoning money from you up, down, left, right, center. So, but during that 2 years, you were still with IBM.
Yes.
Okay, so you were not really concerned. You were like, okay, never mind. And then what clicked? When you left IBM is the time that you clicked, right?
Yes. When I left IBM, you had no choice.
Matter of survival.
I was forced to that situation. Yes. So eventually I took back all my clothes. Okay, give me back all my things. You just can just leave it lah. Give me back the thing. I will do it myself. The first month I harvested myself. I got about 60 kilos. That's about like about 8,000 ringgit lah. Wow. I can get 60 kilos. They
gross.
Promised me that. So they've been they've been stealing it that one. Like, they told me there's no honey, no honey. So I said, okay, never mind. Let me take everything back. So give me that. So I started to take back. Then I realized that, oh, okay, they weren't doing the job lah. They just actually taking, okay, just makan gaji ni, and then after that they take the thing and they stole the honey lah. So it's not eventually that company also bankrupt lah. So I'm still here surviving. Dia dah tutup lah. So it's not berkat.
Your first month when you harvested alone,
Yes.
it was 8,000 ringgit
Yes.
worth of honey. But now the graph is going up.
Up.
So this month, how much,
Yes.
the highest that you made?
So far we got about 150 kilos is normal per harvest month, because okay, how the bees work. Normally November to February, that's the rainy season, monsoon season. So there's we don't harvest at the time, but the rest of the 8 months of the year we can harvest it. So like we normally get 100 to 150 kilos a month. Yes, that is about like 1 kilo is about like 200 to 300 ringgit. Depends on the retail. Some people buying in bulk. So I was thinking like, okay, I should have done this earlier, instead of working in IT for 13 years.
Well, there's a reason for everything. You are making about 200 ringgit per kilo, but you're not only concentrating on domestic sales, right?
Yes, no.
So you sell overseas as well?
We export to we do overseas. We sell to UK, US, Germany, Australia. So far, what's the other one? The last one you sent to is like I can't remember, but we send overseas as well. Singapore, yeah, it's normal.
Wow.
Because it's all done online. Because I'm mostly traveling to Kuala Pilah, so we're eventually opening a center in Kuala Pilah so that we have a proper center lah. Slowly lah. We don't want to rush in everything because everything is cost right then. They come out honey from different colors. Sometimes it's darker, sometimes it's lighter, and the taste is different. It depends on like the season. If it's rambutan season, it tastes different. It's like durian season, different. It's totally different. So it's very unique. But when you go to the stores, right, you see the honey is all the same and it's all different color, all the same taste. Why? Because it's pre-processed to a certain, and then the benefits of the healing properties of the honey is already mostly gone lah, most of the time. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to do something that's yes.
Yours
the
is
raw
really raw, pure form.
From the colony, we just put it into the bottles immediately lah. So do a simple filter to clear off the propolis, whatever. Sometimes the bees go inside the suction machine, because we use a suction machine to actually each pot. It's a quite a tedious work, but my workers they do that job. So it's just basically one filter, because when we research with these researchers, they said the things that you actually throw away, those are the ones that have the beneficial healing properties.
No way.
Normally you just it's because normally if the propolis or what goes into the suction machine, it's just small dots in it lah, but if you see normally in the stores, you don't see all those type of things. But what we do is that it's propolis sometimes gets into the honey, so just drink it in. It's very good for you. So it's included in the honey. That's the best. Take 1 spoon, you just leave it, you leave on an empty stomach, you just leave the honey for 30 minutes, don't drink anything, don't eat anything, 30 minutes to an hour. Let the honey absorb to in the body. Honey, what it does is that balances your body to how it's supposed to be. People who got diabetes, they think that if I'm taking honey, it's sugar, it's going to make my sugar level high. But honey, the sugar inside there is simple sugar. It's not a complex sugar like sucrose. That's the bad one, But in honey, that one is very little. It's very, very almost zero if the real honey. But it's the fructose and the glucose is the one that's very fast. You just eat it, less than few seconds, it will be absorbed by the body already. It's just that it becomes energy. But
Because it's natural.
The one that takes
natural.
a long time. Yes, the sucrose one, you see that all this process that's the one that takes a long time to actually die, and that's the one that causes a lot of problem lah.
And it becomes fat eventually, kan?
Yes, acids, vitamins, and all the essential minerals that our body needs are very, very good. So like in the Quran, yes, I did research lah. It's really proven. So that's all I'm gonna say. So
How many colonies do you have currently at your farm?
at the moment, I think about 400 lah. So they're actually trying to make it a commodity like palm oil, like rubber, like getah like that. So they do processing, and we are trying to get halal, GMP, and HACCP
Accreditation.
international certification. So yeah, it's very important. So right now at the moment, like we have it, but it's very small, like, still small. Now we can still do homemade, but eventually want to grow big overseas, you need to have that lah.
Yeah,
But of course you need this lah.
Only natural, provided by nature, by Allah, for human beings to take care of themselves. So for those who wants to, purchase your kululut, how do they go about it?
Well, basically, just visit our website at www.dinokululut.com. So everything you can find there lah. All the links will be there. This one we have this one also we have the kululut honey with bird's nest. This one we normally send overseas as well. It's good for the for the women lah, for the jaga the skin, collagen, everything So basically, this one is in the sachet form lah. And like actually developing three things. We are in the third phase right now. The first one was the farm. Our farm is already like stable already. We have people coming over. If the farm people want to come see, no problem, come over. We have the education center. We do courses as well, workshops. People who want to actually rear the bees and put it in their own backyard, also you can do it. So we learn how to do that. And then the third one is like a proper processing plant line, collection center and a processing plant in Negeri Sembilan. We're just getting it done. Hopefully by this 6 months to a year lah. Get all the proper certifications. Because right now,
where are you targeting now? Which area that you want to focus on?
China is the one they're asking China. That one, I think if like we supply there, so that you go, like the population is damn huge, man.
Yeah, of course.
How many millions? So China, we're trying to go there. China and I think Canada, and the other one is what? The other one is the Middle East. These people.
So Dino, any last words you want to say? I mean,
yeah.
When you started all this, you have to be short sendiri kan. So is there any word of advice about short sendiri or not?
It has to have like focus lah. Memang like in the beginning, I had no idea. If you believe you can do it, you can do something and just do it and focus. But don't like tend to be greedy lah. I think I'm going to do a project and you're going to take 10 projects at once and nothing gets done. Instead, just focus on one. In the end, if you do it with passion and focus, inshallah lah, you'll do it. You'll be on the right track lah. Time I only had RM1 in my wallet and I was oh my god, why am I gonna feed myself and my family? So it comes to the point when you're an entrepreneur, it happens. But then I said, okay, never mind. This is going to be a story I'm going to tell my cucu cicit next.
Yeah, and they can watch
but eventually
this show nanti to find out about their grandfather.
Yeah, it's proof.
Yeah. All right, man. We are all rooting for you. Wish you all the best. And thank you once again for coming on this show to share your experiences, of how you're running your business Kululut. Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.